Welcome back to Tag Happy VR, where today we're going to be reviewing Walkabout Mini Golf, and I'll be explaining why this one should be in your collection, or not. Or maybe it should, but possibly not. If you wanted to find out, stick around. But before we do that, let's get some of this boring stuff out of the way. Now, if you're new around here or old, come on, let's get your keyboard out, let's get your mouse, and let's get a like, comment, or subscribe. I tell you what, I've just set the room up. Maybe you could recommend a few things, eh? Maybe we should get some neon lights, I don't know. Fairy lights, maybe a little neon sign that says, Tag Happy. I don't know. One thing I'm sure of though, we're not gonna get rid of these plants. I love my plants, and they're definitely gonna be around here. But if you got any ideas, man, it's a challenge. Put them in the comments. I wanna hear them. And maybe, I just might do it. Anyway, let's get to this review and find out if it should be a part of your collection. Welcome to Walkabout Mini Golf. This is kind of the main lobby where if you were to create a multiplayer with some of your mates, for example, they would meet you here. And also single player as well. Now, I've been playing the game for quite some time, so I've collected a lot of balls along the way, and each ball is found at every single hole across all of the courses. And as we can see in front of me, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 somewhat easier courses, and then repeated. The same course, but in a different themed. As an example, you know, the seagull stacks, the harder levels in the snow theme. We've got the original Gothic. It's quite creepy actually, and you can see the harder levels kind of like in a night theme with candles and lights and things like that. Now I've played all of these, and as you're playing them across the easy one, as long as you're getting under par, it then unlocks the hard. Now that kind of concept still works in your private games that you have with your mates. Over to the left here, it's set to single player. Below that you kind of got multiplayer, quick match, private game. Now I'm not going to do multiplayer quick match. It's pretty much just plugging into the other Walkabout Mini Golf community members and who else is online. Now I'm just going to plug into the private game here, connecting, and then this is where you kind of create a room name. It's super easy. Some of these other games you play in VR, they make it so difficult to start a room, a game. Whereas this one, you know, you could do 1, 2, 3, you know, Jack. I'd make Jack up, don't know a Jack, but 1, 2, 3 Jack, and that's my room name. I go, okay, it then creates a room, and all I got to do is now tell my mates or my partner, you know, when you go to a private room, type in 1, 2, 3 Jack, and we both appear here. We can then wave to each other, you know, in the VR mini golf space. So I'm just going to delete that. Clear that, sorry, cancel that. And I'm just going to kind of select on a course in just one moment. Now, obviously got the pointer. If I pull my left trigger, I can control kind of which hand does it. Now, in this game, you only need one controller. You don't need 2 controllers at all. So once you kind of know what you're doing, you put your other controller down, which you'll see what I do in a moment. Now, I want to select on a ball here. What do we got? I'm going to select the skulls. I'm pretty sure I found that on the tourist trap level. Kind of makes sense. And then over to the left here, we've got all the different clubs. So I'm just going to select on the yellow one. I'm now playing on the yellow club, for example. Now these 2 clubs here are fox hunts that you kind of play on the harder level. And when you kind of get through the puzzle of questions and go here to find that, to find this, you know, you then eventually win or earn yourself a club for that. Now the clubs themselves behave exactly the same as the other clubs here. Just a bit of a show off. You know, if you're playing with your mates and you want to have the pirate, you know, sword here, and you select your pirate ball, you know, and they go, oh, that's fancy, where'd you get that from? You know, well, I'm better than you, I played the game. You can see stuff like that. But what else do we have in front of us right now? Moving around in the game itself. So at the moment, I've set it to locomotion. So on my left hand, I'm a controller. I've got my large toggle where my thumb's kind of placed, and if I kind of push forward in the direction where my hand is pointing, I can then move in that direction. And then you can do it as you're rotating, so it's almost like you're walking around, and you can step on the spot to make it feel even more immersive if you want to. Now I like that. Some people will find that a little dizzying, and you can change that to teleport. So if I kind of quickly go into the game settings now. No, I can't go into the game settings. My bad. I will show you that once we're inside of a game, we can go into the game settings. Let's just jump on in. Now, I'm not going to play a full round. I'm going to kind of jump between a few different holes so that you can kind of get an idea of what the courses look like, the graphics and things like that. Now, I have to say, straight off the bat, let's jump into one of these. Let's start Tourist Trap. All right, here we go. Play round. And as you will see, look at this. Got my fancy club. Got my ball down here telling me where I need to go. Pointing the club in the direction that I want, and I go in that direction. Now, something that took me a little while to work out is if you point your club up to the sky and then push up on the toggle with your thumb and keep holding it, eventually you take off. And then you can actually then fly around the place, which is really, really cool. But sometimes you kind of need to get above and kind of look down and see where you're going. It's just a cool experience as well, I have to say. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, it's going to be a bit tricky to get back to the ball. Now, I'm not going to fly back to the ball. I'm just going to hit the trigger button on my controller right now with my forefinger, and it instantly just takes you back to the ball. Okay, so I'm just going to do a bit of a shot here. I'm not going to brag, but I might get a hole in one. Who knows? I do have a little bit of pressure with everyone watching me right now. Now, two ways I can get to the ball. I can kind of use my locomotion, which I've spoken about, or you can kind of teleport to it, which I'm going to talk about in a second, or, which my partner uses teleport, but she doesn't want to get, she gets a little bit motion sickness, and she just prefers to teleport as to doing locomotion. For me, it breaks kind of my immersion in the game, so I prefer the locomotion. But if I kind of pull once again, the trigger finger on my active controller, it bounces me straight to the ball. And then I can just do a nice little shot. Oh, fantastic. I get a round of applause. I got par. Thank you very much. Now we're going to move on to the next hole. And we look over to the right and we can kind of see it flashing around the place. So let's do it. Let's get over there. La-di-da, la-di-da, la-di-da. Now some people do get bored of walking around. I like it. Therapeutic. You know. Play VR to teleport myself to another world. To a degree. So I like it. But teleport, on that concept of teleport. So if I bring up the settings, which is the flat button on my right thumb, I'm hoping. No, it's not. Let's get out of there. It's the flat button on my left thumb. You got me. All right. There's a cool bird's eye view here. You can kind of see, you can jump to the courses by selecting on them with your trigger finger. But if I kind of quickly just go into settings here and movement, you can go locomotion, turn off. So I'm going to turn that off. Now, when I do have it on, I set it to 1.7 meters a second. I just like the quicker motion to that. You can kind of change the strength of your putter and angle and things like that. Grip to putt, I have that turned off. I don't want to push any buttons. I'm happy just to kind of swing. By the default settings, 50% strength and 15 angle, it works. The game feels great. But locomotion's off. Okay, so I'm just going to go back and to, what do we got here? Flat button on my left thumb, straight back into game. All right, so now, what do we got? I'm pushing forward on my, the big button on my right thumb. There's a name for that, toggle button, I think it is. And if I release, and I go as high as I want, down as low as I want, move it around. I'm just holding it forward though at the moment. I can then, what do we got here? Let's turn around, release, boom, and that's where I am. That's where I am. Now, let's go back this way, back up over here. That's where I want to be. Close to the ball, that's where I want to be. And then I can pull my trigger finger to kind of get right over the ball. So that's kind of the teleportation concept there. I'm going to quickly go back to locomotion though. So back into settings. Locomotion on, and the flat button on my left controller here. Bam, straight into it. Now I'm going to get rid of this other controller. It's kind of annoying. I've got to find my shelf now. Here we go. All right, tighty. As you can see, I'm playing in quite a confined space, and the game can work in a confined space. We all know that a bigger area is better though, let's be honest. Okay, let's line this up. Now that the club, it works to the height that I'm standing. So if I'm on my knees, check this out. You probably can't see me on camera now, but in the game, it's automatically made my club the appropriate height for me to hit the ball. And look at that. Look at that. Hey! I should play it more like that. Look at that hole in one. Now my club's stuck short. That's not good. Nah, jokes. I'm pretty sure it's going to sort itself out. Let's just get to this other hole. I'm going to pull my trigger finger just to jump there. Boom. Here we go. All right, I'm going to do one more shot here. Up we go. Bit of a bounce. Oh! That would look pretty good, to be honest. Spin around. All right, what do we got? This is great. Okay, here we go. Now, I have to say, when you look at these 2D graphics on the screen here on YouTube, you really, after that last shot, it's just the thing, you got to focus. You know, it's one of these games where it's very, very, very easy to pick up. Ooh, but hard to master. I mean, you got the different angles. The ball bounces off all of this in the appropriate angle that the game's created. And I'm pretty sure, you know, I mean, this looks like wood in the game. The ball bounces off wood differently to what it would off stone as well. Okay, but again, the graphics, yeah, they look boring on flat screen, but when you're actually in game, it works so well. You know, and you can turn on the experimental feature of 120 hertz, which is super, super smooth gameplay. Okay, let's jump to another hole, and we can kind of just get an idea of what the different rounds look and play like. All right, main menu. Okay, let's just quickly move around here. Let's do back 9. Here we go. Look at this. Let's just do a bit of a fly. So I'm just going to point my putter straight to the sky and push up on the toggle. It's going to vibrate and then I take off. Look at that. And I just point it where I want to go and it goes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Tell you what, it really does make, you know, other, you know, real life mini putts seem boring. Like it does. I've walked past a few since I've been playing this game and it's just like, no, those greens are terrible. These courses are dull and boring. You know, this game really does elevate it. And it's a fantastic game to play multiplayer. You know, you can just have a chat with someone. You know, it's a competitive puzzle style game that requires skill to win. Okay, so let's pull the trigger there, get myself centered. Oh, this is a hard one. Why do I have to select this one? I'm going to have to shoot down over here to the left, I think. I'm going to go... Oh! Okay. See, this is the thing. Lack of concentration led me to do that terrible move. All right, here we go. Let's get some focus going out. I'm stressed. All these people are watching me. Okay, what do we got? Okay, I reckon, here we go. Gotcha, nice, down I go. Love it. All right, and you probably just saw the club there change color. It went from a transparent to, you know, non-transparent. I think opaque is the correct word, to imply that the club is now engaged with your height, and when you swing it, it's going to hit the ball. When it's kind of see-through and you swing, it goes through the ball. So you got to kind of just give yourself that 1 or 2 seconds for the game to adjust to your height, and away you go. And then we can see it's now see-through. So if there was a ball there, I could just swing through it. Okay, let's just go down. Excellent. Okay, let's move on to the next round. Another hole. Let's see what we got. Let's do back 9. Let's just do back 9. I like the old back 9. There's really no story to this game. I mean, it's mini golf. Let's be honest. What do we got here? Oh man, this is a challenging one. I feel like as they release more and more, they do get harder. You got to think about this, like tap, tap, tap. Oh! Is it in the water? Oh man, it landed in the water. Okay, back to the start. Okay, let's try that again. just don't go in the water. Okay, let's try that again. Maybe I'll just tap it. We all watched Happy Gilmore? Some of you have. I'm just going to tap it in. Okay, here we go. Just get it through. It's all in your feet, like a nice wide stance. It feels like you're playing mini golf. It really does. Oh! Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Can I go over the water? Yes, I can walk over the water. Tell you what, you can also, when you're swinging, you can swing through as well. You don't have to kind of get the club out and just tap it forward. Which is actually, you know, when I first discovered that, I was like, oh, why? But it works. It really does. There's not much about this game, honestly, that you're playing and you think, oh, they could do this better. You know, you think, oh, maybe the graphics could be a little bit better. But then, you know, running at 90 hertz and then potentially 120 hertz via the experimental feature, it's a dream. It really is. And I'd definitely rather have it running smoother than not. All right, I'm just going to jump up here. So I fly up above. Did a bit of an overview. Check it out. Look at that. This is marvelous. It's just like golden hour as well. The sunset's coming down. I'm pretty sure we've got some birds flying up around the place. That's just incredible. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. Main menu. Okay. All right. Front nine on Arizona. Look at this. Ooh, look at that, eh? These wispy clouds. This is great. Tap it in. Just the way it bounces. Everything about this game just feels right. Come across. Oh, yeah. That's about right. Done. If I'd missed that, that would have been embarrassing, I have to say. All right, let's move on to the second hole here. Let's just get this going. Now, it's got some games you're playing and certain actions that you have to do really kind of take it out of the game, take you out of the game. You just don't really get that in this game. It's like there's very rarely a moment where you kind of go, ooh, yeah, I'm playing a game, or this doesn't work, or why can't I walk up these stairs, or, you know, this is a weird way to hold an object in the game, or just something. Thank you very much, Birdie. Just everything about it is just absolutely fantastic. All right, let's move on to another hole. Let's just kind of run through what we got here, main menu. Let's just go on to what some of these harder holes look like. Ooh, back nine on the creepy one. This one creeps me out just a little bit, I have to say. Look at this. This is spooky, man. Look at that. Spooky. Ooh, look at that. It's very cool art style, I have to say. I don't even know where I'm going to get the ball in this direction, obviously. I think there's a hole in the middle there. Ooh, there is a bit of a bump. You can kind of tell there's a bump because you got the different texture here, but I wasn't expecting that. You got to be careful, you know, if you jump into a hole sometimes, it gets you. Oh, look at that. Now I could spend a little bit of like some stairs. You can go down the stairs if you want to, and you know. And if I hadn't found all the balls, you'd probably find a ball down there somewhere to find, to collect. But I'm just going to pull the trigger to get down to the bottom. Boop. Look up. That's where it come from. Okay, this is it. I'm going to do a number 2. This is it. We're all witnessing history. Oi! Oh, look at that. There's got to be a birdie. Fantastic. Love it. Look at this. It's like a haunted Christmas house or something. Absolutely fantastic. Let's do a quick fly around. Let's see what we got going on here, eh? Look at that. Look at that. This is great. And anyone who hasn't actually stumbled across this channel and you're thinking about getting a Quest and you're like, oh, let's just look at a review. Like, it's not until you got the headset on and you see this world in 3D, any game really in 3D, that you actually realize how cool and immersive all of this is. Can we go through this? Ooh, look at that today. That was great. There we go. This is nothing more than a snapshot of the round. Let's move on to the next one. And I tell you what, I think when the game came out, I might have had 3 or 4 holes and they've continued to release them all in the same price, which I think is great. You know, they're not, I mean, eventually they're probably going to start charging, but the game really is fantastic value for money. Oh, let's do back 9 on the, what's this one called again? I forgot. Let's load it. Teeth? It's gone now, but Teeth Station, I think it's called. Okay, let's get, what do we got? Okay, here we go. Ooh, see, it requires some skill here. So if I hit that too hard, it would have gone shooting off the end there. I don't want that to happen. Would have been good just to get it over though. Alright, let's see if that was an appropriate amount. Rather play on the safe side, you know. Let's get that in. Oh, what? What? Oh, okay, what's that? It's a bogey. You got a big bogey. Alright, let's whip around and do another hole. Oh, I can walk, but I'm going to pull the trigger just to get us there a bit quicker, eh? Done. Now, this is a challenging one. You think you could shoot it off down the end there. And you probably could. I reckon you could. And I'm going to give it one shot right now. And you think, oh, I'll just bounce it off down there. Let's just see what happens, eh? I'm not going to go, I'll get it nice and soft. Here we go. Oh, it bounced. Oh, see? These rocks, and we're in outer space, man, stuff flies. You got to be careful. And this is like a felt, you know, felt texture. So I'm just going to just tap it over the edge there. Are we in? We're in. And look at that, it doesn't bounce on the felt. You got to think about this. But there is a technique I'm going to say where you can get over the edge and it will work. What? What? How close am I there? I'm pretty sure the game is messing with me. All right, let's get you in. Done, we're in. Where's this leading to? Ah, here we go. Can I go over the edge? Oh, I can. Just fly off the edge. It's great. I like it. I'm going to pull the trigger just to get me down where I need to go. Get me centered here in my game space. And you can see the game space, I mean, it's very, very small. You know, it's just a little office. And it works. You know, I wouldn't recommend all games. Oh, man, what's going on today? All right, let's do this again. Done. It's all right. It's all right. It wasn't the best. Wasn't the best. What do we got? What do we got? Yes. And I'm going to just do back 9 on easy. Let's just give that one a crack. It's a very meditative game, I have to say. And it's very social. It's very social. You can have a laugh with it, with your mates. It's just, come on, come on. Oh, man. All right, let's try that one again. Oh, no, that was worse. Man, I swear I've gotten across there in one hit before. There we go. People, if you're looking at that thinking, oh, you know, it's the game mechanics that's causing me to be terrible. No, it's me. It really is. When you play the game, here we go. You know, my feet aren't clearly squared up to that shot, and it's telling me. It's not like I'm not getting frustrated at the controls here. It's me not focusing enough before taking the shot that's leading me to get some of these pretty average shots, to be honest. What have we got? What have we got? I reckon I can bounce it over there, to be honest. I can time that right. Oh, it's way too soft. Oh, what was that about? Now, if developers, if you are watching, there are some small glitches going on with your graphics. And it's more to do with walking around, where it's not smooth. It kind of, you know, just becomes glitchy. It's like the frame rate drops to, 4 frames a second or something. But all in all, man, that's minuscule compared to how well they've done this. Double bogey, all right. Okie dokie. All right, let's zoom up. Let's fly around to get an idea of what this is about. How cool is this, eh? Look at this, we've got a train crashed over here. This course down here, you got to swoop the ball up so it lands into here. I mean, what real world mini golf's got this? How many balls would be lost down here? Welcome back to reality. This is Tag Happy VR. You know that, that's why you're here. And we just had the Walkabout Mini Golf review. How fun was that? Super fun, super easy, super immersive. You know, everything about the game has just been well made. You know, on the onset, you look at the snapshots of the graphics and you think, it could be better, I've seen better. But it really works with the minimalism of what mini golf has. And the fact that it allows you to engage 120 hertz is absolutely fantastic, buttery smooth. The replayability in this particular game is fantastic. I've been back to many of the holes and courses to get better, to work out, you know, is there a way to get a hole-in-one here? And in most cases, you'll be surprised that there is. You just need to work that out. The fact that you got to find the balls along the way, you got the fox hunts to find your extra special clubs. Multiplayer with mates, setting up the room, super easy. Just create a name, plug it in, give it to them. They'll see you in there with that. Now, if you haven't already, you know, please like, comment, subscribe, please. Nah, jokes, but seriously, do. And if you like some of the merch, man, check it out. If you want a t-shirt, go and buy yourself a t-shirt, a mug, a sticker. I don't care. But I mean, I hope you like it, and go and check it out. Anyway, that's it from Tag Happy VR and my review on Walkabout Mini Golf. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10, and I highly recommend that you jump on board too. See ya.